cultural education is recognising that we've all been grown in a culture, yeah, and whether you consider the culture in a petri dish, the environment, yeah, to grow something. So we're a human, we've been growing in a culture, and our culture has shaped us. So to me, if we look in the mirror and we see a human being that we don't know, or we don't like, or we don't want to be, then we have to look at how we got to where we are, and then we need to peel back all the layers of how we were affected and by what we were affected. So to me, cultural education is recognising we were all raised in an environment that invalidated one of our core experiences every single day of our lives. As women, there is no reflection, there's no support, there's no recognition, there's no understanding that you are a menstruating woman. So when you're in your deep blood, you do not want to do numbers. Numbers are a very logical thinking space. That is actually really antithesis of the blood space. The blood space is a deeply creative place. It's quite a still place. And if we really honour the blood, and what I call, if we're menstrually sovereign, or even a menstrual champion, when we really honour the blood space, our culture, because our world is generated from our centre out, the culture we're creating around us is because we've recultured our being. What I call Starfire is cultural education. Teaches you to recognise all the different flags and moments and shaping that our culture gave us, to then reframe them, peel them back and choose differently. As the grown adult, not the child, when you're 12 and 10 and 8, you don't have much control over the culture you're living in. But as a 23-year-old, you can choose to watch that television or not. You can choose to pick up that magazine or not. You can choose to listen to that track or not. You can choose to live a life so that you're in charge of your time. And there's many women I know who I consider menstrually sovereign, who have such a full owned life that when they go to bleed, they turn off the world. They turn away from the world and they give themselves a day, 2 days of their attention. They turn off the phone, they turn off the machines, they just don't play. Because what's actually happening inside of them is more valuable than what's happening outside. And that, to me, that's actually to make yourself and what's happening inside you more valuable than the huge amount of noise that we don't need to participate with. It's a totally different story. When we take ourselves sometimes, when we go on holidays, we sometimes do that. But if every woman walked around on this planet and she gave herself an entire day of cycle, we'd have an entirely different planet. Because women would be functioning from such an incredible place of power that when they showed up in their relationships with their men, they were whole. They were tended to. They did the work on the inside realms so that when they arrived to the edge of him or her, whoever they're having a partnership with, when they arrive, they've done the work. They're not expecting their partner to make up for all the mistakes or to fill all the holes or to make it all better. So they show up in partnership with incredible integrity, with so much more strength in self and so much more capacity to hold and be held. So cultural, that's what I consider cultural education. Shifting internal culture to create profound change in external culture.